You think you know Rick Ross, the biggest boss, endless rap anthems, and an empire that pulls in millions while he sleeps. But while you've been streaming the music, Ross has been quietly running a 322-acre sovereign state in Atlanta, anchored by a 100-room mega mansion that puts luxury hotels to shame. But how deep does his actual wealth go? And what is all the buzz behind his massive Atlanta empire? Let's take an inside look. Chapter 1. The estate that Hollywood pays millions to use. Let's talk about what Rick Ross owns in Atlanta right now, because the level of luxury here is genuinely insane. We're looking at a 322-acre estate in Fayetteville, Georgia, that Rick renamed the Promised Land. The main house alone is 54,000 square feet, 109 rooms, 12 bedrooms, 21 bathrooms. To put that in perspective, the average American home is around 2,000 square feet. Rick's mansion could fit 27 average homes inside it. The estate was originally built in 1994 by boxing legend Evander Holyfield during an era when Holyfield's net worth sat around $230 million. Construction reportedly cost over $20 million. But after Holyfield's financial struggles and eventual foreclosure, Rick scooped up the entire property at auction in 2014 for just $5.8 million. One of the most significant real estate steals in hip-hop history. In 2020, Rick expanded the footprint by purchasing an adjacent 87-acre parcel for $1 million, bringing the total to 322 contiguous acres. Now here's where it gets wild. The estate sits off Evander Holyfield Highway. Yes, a public road named after the boxer who originally built the place. When you pass through the heavy outer gates, you encounter a winding private driveway so long it takes 15 to 30 minutes to walk from the gate to the front doors. Flanking this driveway are manicured pastures and deep woodlands housing Rick's private zoo. Horses with beard-like facial hair, heavy buffaloes, steers, cows. And Rick's planning to add 2 lions sourced from Senegal to the estate's animal reserve. The mansion itself is Georgian style with a massive facade. Step inside and you're hit with an opulent grand foyer designed to project classical luxury. We're talking 18-foot ceilings, gilded gold accents, polished white marble floors. A double-winged imperial staircase descends on both sides, framing a massive sundial mosaic inlaid directly into the marble. Classical Corinthian columns support the grand ceilings, creating a vibe that feels more European palace than Atlanta suburb. The formal dining room was originally built to seat 100 guests. But here's the crazy part. In 2021, the estate was selected as the primary filming location for Coming to America, the Eddie Murphy sequel. The production team stripped the original wallpaper, installed custom luxury wall coverings, and built a bespoke solid wood dining table that seats 50 people. When filming wrapped, the production company gifted the custom table to Rick, who kept the entire cinematic decor as a permanent feature. Rick charged a reported $2.5 million location fee for that film shoot. Think about that for a second. Most people pay mortgages. Rick gets paid millions for letting Hollywood use his house. The backyard features a 3-tiered stone fountain overlooking a gargantuan 350,000-gallon swimming pool, recognized by real estate databases as one of the largest private residential pools in the United States. The pool deck is designed for large-scale gatherings, flanked by a detached guest house and manicured lawns. Beyond that, the 322 acres include a spring-fed pond, a regulation softball field, a tennis court, and a basketball court. Inside, the lower levels function as a self-contained luxury resort. There's a state-of-the-art home cinema with tiered leather seating for 135 guests. A fully automated multi-lane bowling alley with custom neon lighting. A professional recording studio where Rick produces much of his music. A boxing gym honoring the estate's original builder. And an indoor spa wing with a heated pool and hot tub for year-round swimming. But maintaining a 54,000 square foot mansion on 322 acres isn't cheap. The annual carrying costs are staggering. Property taxes run $100,000 to $150,000. Insurance costs another $80,000 to $120,000. Landscaping and tract maintenance exceed $150,000. On-site staff and security patrols cost over $300,000. Utilities alone run over $100,000 annually. Total base operating cost? somewhere between $730,000 and $1 million per year. Most people couldn't afford those carrying costs. But Rick doesn't just own this estate, he's turned it into a revenue-generating commercial asset that pays for itself. And the Promised Land is just one piece of Rick Ross's real estate empire, because while he was building his Atlanta kingdom, he was quietly assembling a multi-state portfolio that would make most real estate investors jealous. Chapter 2. The Multi-State Real Estate Portfolio. Rick Ross doesn't just own one mansion. He owns a network of high-value properties strategically positioned across Atlanta and South Florida. In April 2023, Rick expanded his Georgia footprint by purchasing a luxury mansion in Atlanta's prestigious Buckhead neighborhood for $4.2 million in cash. The property was previously owned by his Maybach music group artist Meek Mill, who'd been struggling to sell it for over 2 years. Meek had never actually moved into the residence and eventually posted a virtual video tour on Instagram, hoping to accelerate the sale. Rick saw it and bought the estate in cash, based on their long-term business relationship. The Buckhead mansion features 8 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, a movie theater, a sauna, an outdoor pool, a jacuzzi, a tennis court, and double garages. Rick bought it outright. No mortgage, no financing, just cash. Then there's his Southwest Ranches estate in Florida, purchased in March 2021 for $3.5 million cash from former NBA All-Star Amari Stoudemire. The property sits on 2.35 acres and includes a 7,361 square foot main residence with 4 bedrooms and 5.5 bathrooms, plus a detached 2-bedroom guest house. Amenities include a soundproof home theater, an indoor bar, a yoga room, a resort-style pool with a custom waterfall, and a 9-car garage. Rick made extensive updates to the property, including replacing the entire roof in 2023 and adding a massive custom double R logo inlaid directly into the driveway. In late 2025, he placed this property on the market with a list price of $6.5 million, potentially flipping it for a $3 million profit. But the crown jewel of Rick's Florida holdings? Star Island. In August 2023, Rick secured a prime waterfront estate at 37 Star Island Drive in Miami for $35 million in cash. Star Island is widely recognized as the nation's highest-priced neighborhood, home to Jennifer Lopez, Gloria Estefan, and Shaquille O'Neal. When Rick arrived, his neighbor Diddy gifted him a golf cart to travel the island, noting that the Homeowners Association had officially approved his entry. The estate features a 12,374 square foot Mediterranean-style home, sitting on a 40,000 square foot lot with 100 feet of prime frontage on Biscayne Bay. Key amenities include a 40-foot private dock with direct ocean access, a heated pool, an outdoor summer kitchen, and a Japanese Zen garden. In early 2026, Rick leveraged this asset by securing an additional $10.7 million loan from luxury lender Vaster, contributing to a total mortgage principal of $35 million on the property to fund extensive custom renovations. So let's do the math. The Promised Land purchased for $5.8 million plus $1 million for the adjacent land. Buckhead Mansion for $4.2 million. Southwest Ranches for $3.5 million. Star Island for $35 million. That's nearly $50 million in real estate purchases, and most of it was paid in cash. Rick Ross's real estate portfolio generates wealth through appreciation, rental income, and commercial filming fees. But the properties are just the visible part of the empire. The real money? That's coming from businesses most people don't even know he owns. Chapter 3. The Wingstop Empire That Prints Cash. Here's what separates Rick Ross from most rappers. Passive income. Rick doesn't just make money from music. He built a franchise empire that generates millions annually, whether he records a single song or not. And the engine driving that cash flow? Wingstop. Rick began purchasing Wingstop franchise locations in 2011 through his family-run enterprise, Boss Wings Enterprises. Today, he owns more than 25 Wingstop locations, and the numbers are staggering. Each franchise location generates an average of $1.6 million in annual gross sales. With 26 active locations, the portfolio generates over $40 million in gross system-wide sales annually. The consistent high-margin royalty distributions from these locations provide Rick with a continuous stream of capital completely insulated from the volatility of music industry streaming trends. Think about that business model for a second. Music requires you to constantly create, promote, tour, and hustle. Franchise ownership? Once the locations are established, they generate income 24/7, whether you show up or not. Rick also owns multiple Checkers outlets, adding even more franchise income to the mix. And beyond fast food, he holds major equity positions in global beverage and luxury brands. He's got an equity partnership in Luc Belaire, the French sparkling wine brand. Rick's been instrumental in marketing and releasing specialty product lines, including the highly successful Blue Bottom bottle. He also owns a significant equity stake in McQueen and the Violet Fog, an artisanal gin brand distilled in Brazil. These aren't endorsement deals where you get paid once to hold a bottle in a music video. These are ownership stakes. Every bottle sold generates revenue for Rick Ross. That's the difference between making money and building wealth. And then there's the annual Rick Ross car and bike show, held at the Promised Land, which transforms his private estate into a self-contained commercial venue once a year. The event draws between 6,000 and 8,000 attendees annually, and the pricing structure is genius. General admission tickets cost $250 to $325. On-site VIP parking passes run $500. VIP entry with vehicle placement costs $2,500. A VIP backstage mixer package? Another $2,500. General food truck or vendor space costs $3,500. And main stage vending and sponsorship packages? $25,000. By charging premium rates for parking, vendor booths, and sponsor packages, the show generates millions in revenue over a single weekend. It's a self-sustaining marketing and cash flow engine that funds the estate's annual maintenance while boosting economic activity in Fayette County. Rick Ross isn't just rich. He's built a financial ecosystem where money flows in from multiple sources: franchises, spirits equity, real estate appreciation, commercial filming fees, and annual events, all working together to generate wealth on autopilot. But while Rick's business empire prints cash, his personal spending on luxury is absolutely wild. Chapter 4. The $35 million private jet with his name in gold. Rick Ross doesn't fly commercial. He owns a 2012 Gulfstream G55O purchased in April 2023 through his private holding entity, Mavic Air LLC, for an estimated $19.5 million to $28 million. After post-acquisition customizations, the jet's market value sits around $35 million. The Gulfstream G550 is a premier long-range business jet powered by two Rolls-Royce BR710 turbofan engines, capable of flying up to 6,750 nautical miles. Rick's specific aircraft was assembled during the G550's production era, which ended in 2021. The jet has become an aviation icon on social media, frequently documented making transoceanic flights, including a highly publicized landing at Toulouse-Blagnac Airport in France. But here's where Rick made it his own. He commissioned a complete cosmetic and functional overhaul to align the jet with his luxury aesthetic. The exterior features an all-black custom wrap, contrasted by massive high-gloss gold foil lettering spelling out Rick Ross along the length of the fuselage. You can't miss it. When this jet lands, everyone knows who arrived. The cabin is designed to carry up to 19 passengers and features bespoke fully reclining cream leather upholstery. The interior is styled with neutral wood grain finishes, custom embroidered cushions bearing Ross's name, and authentic Louis Vuitton throw blankets. The cabin is fully automated, allowing passengers to control window shades, ambient lighting, and temperature settings directly via a smartphone app. The plane also includes an integrated kitchen and dining space. In late 2023, Rick posted a viral job listing for a personal flight attendant, offering an annual salary of $85,000 to $115,000. Due to his medical history of in-flight seizures, the job description strictly required candidates to be fully certified in CPR and emergency medical response. Maybach Air is housed within a massive private luxury hangar valued at $35 million. The hangar serves as both an aviation facility and storage space for Rick's high-value car collection, with a particular focus on vintage Chevrolets. Notable vehicles parked inside include a pristine, one-owner, 1959 Chevrolet Impala and a custom drag-style Chevrolet Monster car valued at $1.5 million, with over $500,000 invested in custom fabrications to allow it to run on aviation jet fuel. Rick Ross owns a private jet worth $35 million with his name painted in gold. Most people dream of flying first class. Rick owns the plane. But if you think the jet is extravagant, wait till you see his watch collection. Chapter 5. The $20 million Watch. That took 3.5 years to build. Rick Ross's watch collection is estimated to be worth well over $10 million. And for Rick, luxury watches aren't just accessories. They're symbols of financial status and career milestones. He once said, "They play a role in you being a boss. It introduces everybody to who you is without you saying a word." The pinnacle of Rick's collection is a custom one-of-one Jacob & Coer timepiece valued at approximately $20 million. The watch was the result of a 3.5-year collaboration with founder Jacob Arabo. It features a ring of vibrant green Savorit garnet stones framing the dial, paired with 57 Asher-cut yellow diamonds. The construction required 880 carats of rare rough yellow diamonds, which underwent thousands of hours of precision labor to yield 216.89 carats of set stones. This isn't a watch you buy off a shelf. This is a custom piece of jewelry that took years to create specifically for Rick Ross. But here's the kicker. That $20 million watch is just the tip of the iceberg. Step into his vault, and it's a masterclass in high-end horology. We're talking about a $3 million Jacob & Coer billionaire completely drowned in white gold, sitting right next to their Mystery Tourbillon, a rare, diamond-paved beast that glows with green Savorit gemstones and is worth another $2 million. Even his Patek Philippe Nautilus is on another level. This isn't some aftermarket job either. It's a factory-iced, $800,000 piece of rose gold history dripping in over 1,300 flawless diamonds. Toss in a custom green dial Avian Co. worth $350,000, a rare blue titanium Jacob & Co. gifted to him directly by the founder, and a classic yellow gold Rolex Sky Dweller with an Arabic dial. And you start to realize Ross doesn't just collect watches, he's hoarding wearable real estate. Now here's what makes Rick's watch obsession even more interesting. He keeps his first luxury watch alongside his multi-million-dollar pieces. It's a $4,500 Geneva watch he purchased in 1998 from Miami's 183rd Street Flea Market when he was a teenager. He still keeps it in his vault as a reminder of where he started. Rick also keeps a custom Rolex Submariner he modified early in his career with a fully diamond bezel and a custom red dial. Rick now openly refers to the design as horrendous, but he maintains the watch in his collection as a reminder of his early creative progression. Beyond watches, Rick's personal aesthetic includes several notable custom jewelry pieces. There's the face pendant, an oversized diamond-encrusted gold chain featuring an exact likeness of Rick himself, complete with his signature sunglasses and beard, valued at several $100,000. There's the $1.5 million championship ring, an enormous ring paved with flawless diamonds designed to mimic championship rings awarded to Super Bowl and NBA champions, symbolizing his success in the music industry. There's the $1 million Cuban link chain, one of the heaviest Cuban link chains ever commissioned, covered in flawless VS and VVS diamonds. And there are custom diamond glasses designed by premier jewelers costing over $100,000, ensuring his signature eyewear matches his jewelry collection. Rick Ross wears more wealth on his wrist than most people will earn in a lifetime. But the watches aren't just for show. They're investments that appreciate over time and can be liquidated if needed. So we've covered the real estate, the franchises, the private jet, the watches, but none of this happens without the foundation that started it all, the music career that turned Rick Ross into a household name. Chapter 6. From Def Jam to Maybach Music Group. Rick Ross, was born William Leonard Roberts II on January 28, 1976, in Coahoma County and raised in Carroll City, Florida. His financial trajectory began with a highly publicized bidding war in 2006, culminating in a multi-million-dollar contract with Def Jam Recordings. His debut single, Hustlin', served as a national breakthrough, establishing a signature vocal delivery and a brand narrative centered on high-finance entrepreneurship. The song became an anthem, and Rick rode that momentum straight into mainstream success. Rather than remaining a salaried performer under a label, Rick leveraged this momentum in 2009 to found Maybach Music Group, MMG, transitioning himself from an artist into a label executive. Under his leadership, MMG launched the highly successful careers of prominent artists like Meek Mill and Whale, generating multiple gold and platinum albums including Port of Miami, Teflon Don, and Rather You Than Me. Over 2 decades, Rick has generated more than $90 million directly from music sales, publishing royalties, and touring. But his current estimated net worth of $150 million is increasingly driven by his strategic transition into equity holdings, fast food franchises, premium spirits, high-value real estate, and self-sustaining lifestyle events. Rick understood something most artists don't. Music can make you rich, but ownership makes you wealthy. While other rappers were chasing record deals and streaming numbers, Rick was buying Wingstop franchises. While others were renting mansions for music videos, Rick was purchasing foreclosed estates and turning them into commercial filming locations. While others were endorsing products for one-time checks, Rick was negotiating equity stakes in spirits brands. That's the difference between a rapper and a mogul. And Rick Ross positioned himself as a mogul from day one. But even with all the success, Rick's story isn't without challenges. Maintaining a $150 million empire requires constant financial discipline, strategic planning, and the ability to turn liabilities into assets. Chapter 7. How to afford a $1 million annual mansion. Here's the reality most people don't understand. Buying a mansion is easy if you have the cash. Keeping it is the hard part. Rick's promised land estate costs between $730,000 and $1 million per year just to maintain. Property taxes, insurance, landscaping, staff, security, utilities, it all adds up fast. Most celebrities who buy mega mansions eventually lose them because they can't afford the carrying costs. Rick solved this problem by turning the promised land into a revenue-generating commercial asset. He charges production companies millions to film there. He hosts the annual car and bike show, generating millions in ticket sales, vendor fees, and sponsorships. He secures agricultural tax benefits through his exotic zoo and livestock operations, significantly reducing his property tax burden. By commercializing the estate, Rick doesn't just offset the $1 million annual cost, he potentially profits from owning it. The permanent physical upgrades funded by movie production budgets, like the custom furniture and updated wallpaper from Coming to America, directly enhance the property's valuation without requiring his personal capital. That's genius-level wealth management. Most people see a mansion as a liability. Rick turned his into a business. The same strategy applies to his other properties. The Buckhead Mansion, the Southwest Ranches Estate, the Star Island home. Each serves a purpose beyond just living. They appreciate in value, they provide tax benefits, and they can be leveraged for loans when needed, as Rick did with the $10.7 million loan on his Star Island property to fund renovations. Rick Ross didn't just build wealth. He built a system where his assets work for him, generating income and appreciation while he focuses on expanding the empire. And honestly, that's the blueprint. Real wealth isn't about how much you make, it's about how much you keep, how wisely you invest it, and whether your assets generate income without requiring constant labor. Chapter 8. The Empire That Outlasts the Music. So here's what makes Rick Ross's story so compelling. He didn't just get rich from rap. He used rap as the launchpad to build a diversified empire that generates wealth, whether he records music or not. A 322-acre estate in Atlanta that pays for itself through commercial filming fees and annual events. A network of Wingstop franchises generating over $40 million in annual sales. Equity stakes in premium spirits brands. A $35 million private jet. a watch collection worth over $10 million, a multi-state real estate portfolio valued at nearly $50 million. Rick Ross's current net worth sits at $150 million, and he earns between $200 million and $250 million annually from all income sources combined. But the wealth isn't just about the numbers, it's about the structure. By securing passive income through franchises, leveraging real estate for commercial use, holding equity in Spirit's brands, and turning his lifestyle into marketable events, Rick built a financial ecosystem that's insulated from the classic pitfalls of celebrity wealth. Many luxury real estate assets, especially mansions larger than 50,000 square feet, suffer from extreme illiquidity and high carrying costs. Rick mitigated these risks by transforming his holdings into active commercial assets. That's the difference between owning property and owning a business that happens to be property. From Carroll City, Florida, to a 322-acre estate in Atlanta. From a $4,500 flea market watch to a $20 million custom timepiece. From sleeping on his grandmother's couch to owning a private jet with his name painted in gold. Rick Ross didn't just chase success. He engineered a blueprint for turning cultural influence into permanent, generational wealth. And the best part? He's not done. With plans to expand the Promised Land with a 1.3 million square foot entertainment district, additional franchise acquisitions, and continued real estate investments, Rick's empire is still growing. The man they call the biggest boss isn't just talking. He's backing it up with receipts, literally hundreds of millions of dollars worth. So what part of Rick Ross's empire blows your mind the most? The 350,000-gallon pool? The $35 million jet? The $20 million watch? Or the fact that he owns over 25 Wingstop locations generating millions annually? Drop it in the comments below, and for more deep dives into how Black wealth gets built and sustained, subscribe to Black Status. See you in the next one.